People either love or hate radio bad boy Howard Stern, but it's hard not to like his sidekick, known to listeners as Stuttering John. Now, if you're not a Stern fan, you may not know what John does. Well, let's just say it's different. Here's Jeff Cole.
Hey, Inside Edition. How are you?
You won't recognize the face, and you may never have heard him sing. But if you're a fan of radio's outrageous bad boy, Howard Stern, this man is one of the reasons you tune in.
If you pass gas at home in front of others, do you blame the family dog?
The man sent by Stern to ask celebrities the rudest questions imaginable is trying his hand at a new career, his first love, music.
In your face, rock and roll.
He is Stuttering John Melendez. His band, releasing its first album this week, is also called Stuttering John.
Marker.
You gonna be the next musical sex symbol?
I don't know. Could a face that's ugly be a sex symbol? I don't know.
I'll talk my way out of it. Their first single couldn't be more aptly named. At 28, John's been stuttering since he's been uttering.
I'm stuttering. Joey just wants to get in I'm stuttering. You see it?
Yeah, no.
No, I don't stutter when I think. When I sing, thank God. Look at me, I'm stuttering like a maniac. I got people coming to me going, John, man, you don't really stutter, you know. You're a fraud, you know. I'm like, oh my God. All my life they call me Stutterface and Skip, and now they call me a fraud, you know.
The man Rolling Stone magazine once called MC Stammer has been a loyal member of the Stern entourage since 1988, when he was a film student at New York University. One of his friends was about to quit an internship at Stern's radio show and didn't want to leave producer Gary Delabate in a jam.
Alert. So I said, hey, I got this guy I go to school with. He sits next to me. He's a big fan of the show, and I think he'd be perfect. And he said, but he stutters. So he came into the office. I said, Howard, I'm interviewing this intern. You know, he stutters. And Howard just stopped what he was doing cold and looked at me in total seriousness and said, hire him. And I said, I haven't even met him yet. He said, hire him. He goes, the guy stutters, hire him.
Stern immediately put John to work as a celebrity interviewer, only not asking the kinds of questions you'd expect from, say, Barbara Walters.
Why are you such a fat cow? Do you think that Two Live Crew...
How the did you get this job with a speech impediment? That's what the I
So many of his questions have been deemed rude, offensive, and inappropriate. Even John admits he's a publicist's worst nightmare.
And it's great when they publicists see me because they get this like look of terror in their eyes, you know. Because it's weird because, you know, I'm not carrying a gun. It's just a microphone.
You want to start kicking ass?
I've been dragged downstairs and, you know, thrown against cars, and it's just people treat me like an assassin, and I'm not.
We've always said the great thing about John is that he doesn't know, so his ignorance is what gets him by. And, you know, John will go up and ask the Pope a dopey question because he just doesn't know enough about religion. That's just great about him. He's genuine.
I mean, I used to play Ring and Run. I used to go up to every door, and you'd ring the doorbell, and you'd run.
Johnny Mel, as his friends call him, grew up in the comfortable New York suburb of North Massapequa. The youngest of four, he's always been a clown. And with his Stern gig, he's become something of a legend around his hometown.
Hey, Joe, here he is.
Hey, Stuttering John. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, this is Joey. Joey's known me since I was a little kid.
You can't judge a book by its cover.
See that?
You really can't. He's a really good-hearted guy, without a doubt.
At his old high school, this famous graduate's mere presence causes a major scene, and teachers still remember his antics, like having his sister call him in sick when he wanted to cut classes.
And Mrs. Staples, Detective Staples...
Knew the voice.
Knew it was my sister's voice. And called our parents. Can you tell them something that you remember about me, Mr. Kirby?
Guitar playing on the knees,
Yeah.
rock concerts, things of that sort.
Comments from some of John's early teachers were a foreshadowing of things to come, like this one from his fourth grade report card. He asks some unusual and penetrating questions and tends to stutter when excited. He still needs to control his silly behavior.
What a cute kid.
John endured years of ridicule over his impediment and will never forget the pain he has felt. To this day, he always has a sympathetic ear for a fellow stutterer.
A teacher once called me and said there's a stutter with a really bad problem, and he came to me at the stage. He almost broke my heart. The kid cannot talk. I said, get over it. Don't feel the pressure that you have to talk. Because as soon as you have that kind of pressure, then you're going to not be able to talk.
But John's sensitive side doesn't protect him from the merciless ribbing from Stern and Company. Here's what Stern had to say about John when he recently declared his candidacy for governor of New York.
Let me tell you something. I'm not even making a joke about this. Stuttering John will have no place in my administration.
Why won't Stuttering John play a role in your administration?
Because he's an idiot. He's stupid.
As far as John's other career, he has high hopes that his band will hit the big time. In their video, which John expects to begin airing on MTV this week, a bizarre cast of characters audition as bass players.
Roll down.
Roar!
Action.
It's an awful lot of glamour for a guy with a stammer.
The only time he tells the truth is when he can't get the words out.
As he approaches 30, John Melendez is a strange mix of man and boy.
Cool, man. Pretty cool.
So far, he's refused to grow up. But then again, why bother?
The way he is the way he is. He's not pretending. It's not contrived. He's not trying to be anything except what he is. He's Stuttering John.
Well, John's music career seems to be taking off. His new CD is selling like hotcakes, 70,000 in just 4 days. But for the time being, he plans to stay with the Howard Stern Show. When Inside Edition returns, we will try to answer the big question in Hollywood. Was it a hoax or a humdinger of a fight?